All right, here's the big day. We're going to set up web hosting. I have put in the resources for you, the link to set up web hosting at SiteGround. I highly recommend SiteGround. They are the best. They have the best customer service around, and I've been super happy with them. Trust me that I have been everywhere. And anybody that you know who knows me will tell you that I know my stuff when it comes to hosts because I have done a lot of fighting and a lot of arguing. And over the years, I used to say GoDaddy is the best, but I have to tell you that it's gone downhill. And I have moved everybody over to SiteGround. So I want to show you how you're going to set up hosting on SiteGround. You're going to go to use the link that I gave you. And then you are going to go where it says Managed WordPress Hosting, because that's what we're going to do. And we're going to click Get Started. Okay, so from here, and as you can see at this point, WordPress is pretty much, and WooCommerce, which is who you're going to use if you have a store, and Yoast, who is who we use for SEO, they're pretty much exclusively recommending SiteGround now. So you're going to have to decide which site you want, which hosting you need. Most likely all you need is this startup. And if you do the startup, one of the things that's awesome is they have this free migrator that will help you migrate your site if you already have another site. So if you are moving because you're not happy, you've got that. The other thing is it offers you a free SSL certificate, which you are definitely going to need because this is what's going to keep your site safe. And these days, Google pretty much doesn't like anybody that doesn't have an SSL. And if you want to know how you can tell if something has an SSL, one of the things is it will have this little lock here. But the other thing is the address will be HTTPS instead of HTTP. And let's see if you can see something. I'll do it for you. So see how Canva has HTTPS in it when I type it? If it is not a secure site, like for instance here, HTTP, I don't know why eBay's showing up that way. I'm guessing it's an old link and it will forward. So HTTP is not secure. HTTPS is secure. So that's an important thing in SSL. Free CDN, you don't really understand, but it will make your site faster. Free email, if you want to use email that is your name or your site's name, like mine would be like jen@jenkeel.com, you can do it through SiteGround. Now beware, once you fall down that hole, it can be a rabbit hole. If you ever want to move somewhere else, you will have to do a lot of work to move your email. So be sure that you want to stay here for a long time, have your site for a long time before you start to use the email here. So the only reason why you might go with something like the Grow Big plan is if you want more than one website. And I think that, if you have a blog and you're going to move your blog over and you want to have a blog and an author page, then that might be a reason to do Grow Big. That way you can have both of your sites living in one place under one plan. And then your next choice is that you can have this Go Geek plan. So Go Geek is really something that you will not need. And it's just, to give you an idea of what they're offering. But you will either go for this startup or you'll go for Grow Big. And when it says discounted from $24.99 a month, what you have to realize, or $14.99, is that when you go to get your plan, you're going to see that the choices will be based on the pricing, the months that you choose. So if you are going to register a new domain, like we talked about in our other video, if you know what you want, then you would type it in here. For instance, let's see what happens. We all know that Scarlet Fire doesn't exist, right? So we would agree to the domain registration of $15.95 a year. That is standard industry. There are some places that will host you for cheap, but it will make your life difficult. Or you can say, I already have a domain. In my situation, I do already have a domain, but I am going to show you what happens when we say register for a new domain. I pick Scarlet Fire and I'm going to say proceed. Okay, and see what it's going to say to me is that these are not, it's not available, but we'll just say, okay, I'll pick scarletfire.org. And hopefully because you've already done the work, you already have figured out what you need and you don't have to go through this. Okay, so now it's going to ask you to set up your account information. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to put in your email, you're going to put in your password, confirm your password, all of your information here, and your payment information. And this is where what's important is when it says you're purchasing hosting services, which is 100% true. You're choosing the startup. This is where you have the opportunity. You can change your plan. You're saying the data center you want is USA. That's 100% correct, unless you do not live in the USA, but it will pull up. If you are from somewhere else, it's going to pull up the closest location. If it doesn't, you can go into change location, and these are the other places where it has where they have data centers. You do want it to be the closest one to you. So 12 months, best deal. It gives you $6.99. If you are 100% sure that you want more, and this would be a really good time to say 24 months or 36 months, because what's going to happen is you still are going to get a great plan. Now, you know, the price is going up because the price is for 12 months, but if you want to get a lower price than the $11.99, then you do the 24 months or the 12 months. The reason why they're doing this, in case you haven't been able to figure it out, it's because if you do 1 year, then it goes to $14.99. So they have to make their money too. Okay, so you're going to pick how long you want. And then you're going to do this. So the domain registration you're going to do, right? Because that $17.95 a month is going to pay, or a year, I'm so sorry. It's going to be yours. It's going to pay for that every year. It's going to make your life a lot easier to do it here. Now, domain privacy. Okay, so here's something that I am hot and cold about. This is going to keep anybody from having your personal information. My feeling is it's really easy for anybody to get your personal information anyway. But if this is something that you're concerned about and you don't want someone to be able to do a search on your website and find out your name and your address or your work address, the address you consider your work address, then you want to check domain privacy. And if you notice, it's $12 the first year. After that, it's $24 a year. And then Site Scanner. I don't know what to tell you about this. You're going to have a lot of security after we're done. Do you need this? I hate to be the one to say no. If you're a nervous Nelly, I would say yes. I will not be doing it when I sign up. If this were my sign up, I would not be doing it. But, if you do it, then, that would be okay. If you're worried, but well, you can reach out to me. We can have a conversation about it. And then you're going to, obviously say, hey, yeah, I confirm. And do you want to have their email? And I would not check that because you do not want to have your email. Okay, so I'm not going to put in all my information. Oh, look at that. We already know. Thank you so much that we can get the startup price discounted, because we already know that we're doing that. So I'm concerned about, I'm not concerned. I'm wondering why they're telling us again. Maybe it thinks I'm leaving without signing up. So anyway, I'm going to do my own private information without you guys, and then I'll pop back in for the next part. Okay, so after you've entered all of your billing information, this is where you should be. It does take a few seconds for the site for your account to get set up, but once it's set up, you'll see this. You're all set. And the new service startup is activated. So you're going to say set up site. And we're going to do this really, really simply. Okay, I'm not going to show you how to migrate a site right now. I'm just going to show you how to build your own, but migrating is super duper easy. And like I said, I'm happy to talk about that with you. I'm going to tell it to use a temporary domain because I'm just doing this as a test site for you guys right now. So for now, I'm going to say to use a temporary domain. You will either select, this is another opportunity to purchase a domain. you will either say select your new domain or select existing domain, whichever one you have. And if you're purchasing a domain from them, it should auto-populate. I did not purchase a domain from them, so that's why mine is not auto-populating. Once again, if you have a question about that, please click on that, but you should be selecting new domain if it's a new domain. So this is my domain. And just so you know, if you do that and it's like, wait, that's not right, you just go backwards and you click the other one. I'm also putting the phone number for their customer support in your in the documents I have for you guys, because that will be really helpful and you won't have to go searching for it. Okay, so you choose your domain and you say continue. Okay, so now it's asking you if you want to start a new website or migrate a website. And as I said before, guys, for those of you who have an existing site, the migration is super easy, so you might not even need to talk to me about it. But, you know, anyway, we're going to say start a new website. Okay, so now it's asking us, what do we want? Do we want WordPress? So even though we know we purchased WordPress, it's still asking you. And you'll select WordPress. If you already know you want a store, you can select WordPress and WooCommerce. But this is really complicated, and I suggest if you don't feel like you're a little tech savvy, you know, this is going to take you through some other steps. And you can always do WooCommerce later. So we're going to select WordPress, and now we're going to say, okay, what do we want our login to be? You will have to be forced to use your email address. Sorry for that little hiccup, guys, but I think you're going to be forced to use your email address as your login, which is fine. I know that you can change it later. So I'm going to use this email address. I know you guys, this seems odd, but the reason why I'm going to use it is I know it's going to auto-populate my information if I use that, and that's the one I tend to use the most. Password. This is where I'm going to link to my blog post that I wrote about how to create a bulletproof password. And I'm telling you guys, I want you to create your password the way that I explain how to create a password. Please do not defy me. Do not use something simple and crazy, or simple and easy to, you know, to remember, in a sense that you're using like the name of your site, the word admin, any of that. So please read the post that I've put in your resources about how to create a bulletproof password. I'm going to create mine, and you will see as I go how happy it is about me. See? Strong. So if you do what I do, you will have your bulletproof password. Okay, so now we're going to say continue. Okay, and it's asking me again, am I sure I don't want this? I do not want it. But like I said, $20 a year is definitely not a lot of money to spend to make sure that your site is always clear, especially if you don't trust yourself to update plugins and you don't trust yourself to, you know, to stay on top of your stuff. $20 a year, that's not so bad. So, you know, if you feel like you want to do that, then you know, you thought about it, but you weren't sure, feel free to add it now. Okay, finish. Okay, so now it's going to create our site, and it shouldn't take too long. So like I said, I want you to make sure that you check your resources list. You really should do that before setting up, because that's where you're going to find the links for everything anyway. You'll find your link to SiteGround there. You will find your link to other blog posts that I've already written that are great for support in certain situations. I will also leave the phone number for SiteGround customer support there, so if you ever need it and you don't want to go looking for it. If you don't need it that specifically, you can go to their customer support page. You can set up a ticket, or you can go to chat. So you know, just check that page out, and then when this is ready, we will continue. Okay, so here we are back, and it says your website with domain has already been created. Check out our tips to proceed to manage your website. So this will let you see the outside of your site, which is basically going to be empty, and I'll show you how to get there. You don't have to do that, and this is going to let you log into the back end, which is where we want to go. So we're going to go right here. We're going to log in. Okay, And so it's just giving us a little bit. It's saying that, you know, they've created this customization wizard that's going to help you choose your design, which is, you know, awesome. We don't need to do that though, but we're just going to exit that, I think, because I don't think we need to do that little wizard there. So let's just go ahead to our site. It's going to get, there we go. So when we hit exit, we're going right to our site. And the nice thing is that when you're with SiteGround, you're going to get some things that are just from SiteGround. And like these here, this is actually from SiteGround. And then this is stuff that is stuff from SiteGround. It's really awesome. They give you a lot of, and then there's also some WordPress stuff here. You'll see if you want to mess around with that we're not talking about that right now. So anyway, we're in the back end of our new dashboard. I'll just show you that for now, this is what the site looks like, which is nothing, right? So this is how it starts. It comes with a built-in theme. The theme is WordPress 2020. It has absolutely no content. And we are going to start building our site out next.